Friend, I'm so honored to have you as a viewer of this program. And if you're a regular viewer, I thank you. I know that you've got 500 or 1,000 options on your dial if you're watching on one of our more than 100 affiliates across the country. If you're watching on Roku or online or on some handheld device, well, that means you're even more dedicated as a viewer, and I thank you. And my goal in doing this show is to talk about the news, but from a distinctly Judeo-Christian perspective, unashamedly believing that the Word of God has the answers for all the questions involving modern day society, okay? And, well, there's just not many shows like that. I do it without equivocation. I do it without apology. And as you will see in today's program, this program is distinctly non-partisan. I don't give a rip about Democrat or Republican or Libertarian or whatever in. What matters is what is right and what is wrong as defined by our Maker. All right, so let's go to the top story. This is just breaking, or one of the top stories. The U.S. Supreme Court has refused to hear an appeal from the states of Indiana, Oklahoma, Utah, Virginia, and Wisconsin. As you probably know, federal judges in nearly 20 states have struck down the laws of those states. Laws brought into being either by the elected officials of the state who represent the voters or by referendum, the people themselves voting in a ballot box on a referendum that defines marriage between one man and one woman. Not a novel thought, not a controversial thought. It's only novel and it's only controversial if you have rejected truth, if you have rejected the Creator, all right? Or rejected the revealed will of the Creator. There are people like John Boehner who say that they're Christian. John Boehner is Catholic. And right now, even as we record this show, he is on a fundraising tour. He's on his way to California. He's going to raise money for this man, Carl DeMaio. He is running for California's 52nd district. It's in the San Diego area, and he's running against a freshman Democrat. Boehner has also helped Richard Tassai in Massachusetts, who is a divorced man and then married his, and I say married in quotes, his same gender, God have mercy, I don't even know what to call him. And then in Oregon, there's a U.S. Senate candidate, Monica Webby. Now, these three candidates that Boehner is helping, and by the way, he's already given $14,000 to the candidate in California and $14,000 to the man in Massachusetts, as well as raising money for them. What these three candidates have in common is that they're Republican. They all support the brutal murder of innocent babies. They all support the destruction of the definition of marriage as between one man and one woman. Two of the three of them are openly Sodomite, homosexual, whatever you want to call it. They all have that in common. And they have in common that John Boehner is prepared to spit in the face of Christian law, Christian tradition, Christian revelation, the Christian Bible, and arguably in the face of heaven itself, by helping them to try and get elected. And by the way, the NRCC, the National Republican Congressional Committee, where John Boehner holds an enormous amount of weight, they've already poured $2.2 million into the race in Southern California, DeMaio's race. So many of you watching this program right now, you have given to the NRCC. Look at their website, that beautiful image of Lady Liberty, and they go thrashing Obamacare, and they say we need your money so that we can increase the majority of Republicans in the U.S. House. Many of you have gotten phone calls. Many of you have gotten fundraising letters. Many of you have given. Well, some of your money, if you've given, is going to support people who believe in and fight for the desecration of the sacrament and the covenant of marriage, and the dismembering, the brutal decapitation and dismembering of innocent human beings made in the image of God. Do you want your money paying for the legalization of the brutal murder of God's children? We'll talk more about all of this when we come back from this break, but my simple advice to you is never again, for the rest of your life, give 1 red cent to the Republican National Committee, the National Republican Congressional Committee, any other Republican committee. Don't give a penny, because the coffers, the checkbooks, are controlled by traitors. Who was it that kept the money for the 12 apostles? Judas.